As an actuary, I like formulas. And this first chart shows that you have to have three things in alignment in order to create change. And that's what we're really talking about. How do we create change in this country around health care? Now, I've since lost the name of the professor who put this together, so I will steal it without attribution. But the three areas are, one, a desire for change. Somebody has to really want to have change. And I believe the country is at a point where, yes, they realize health care is expensive, access to care, choices, convenience, are at a point where we really need change. We need to find a different route. So let's assume that that is a given, that most people do want change. The second area that has to occur is we have to have a common vision. We have to know where we're going. We have to all be pulling in the same direction. And that's where there's a disjoint right now. We have a very strong feeling by many that we ought to have more government-based programs, and others who feel we ought to have more market-based. The reality is that we'll always have a combination of those two, and some of these ideas would fit into either approach. The third area is you need to have a process for change. How do you get, once you have the vision, to the reality of actually implementing it? And I'll touch on that at the end of the presentation. But the main focus, the missing link, if you will, in what is a market-based system, what does healthcare consumerism do or mean for healthcare, is creating this common vision. Now, this common vision is more than a tweaking of the system. It's not reform of the system, which is minor adjustments within what we currently have. It's truly a transformation to an entirely new approach to healthcare. Now, that sounds rather ominous when we're talking about a $2 trillion part of our economy. How in the world do you change a $2 trillion economy? Well, the reality is it's already changing. We are, in my opinion, about 3 or 4 years into a major transformation in healthcare. Now, most people would say, I don't see that. I don't see that happening. We're still in the debate. But in many cases, historically, major transformations are not recognized at the time they're going on. Now, that may seem a little unusual, but if you think about it, when did the Renaissance start? We really didn't know or recognize there was such a change in human culture going on until we look back in retrospect. When did the Soviet Union begin to fall? Nobody really knew. There wasn't a specific date. It's only in retrospect we look back and we saw major transformation occurring in our history. And I believe that's what's happening in healthcare today.